Hello, and thank you for spending some time with us today as we learn about the intelligent dashboards from ClickDimensions. I'm Chad Collette. I'm the Director of Marketing here at LedU Partners. We're a ClickDimensions partner. If you're not familiar with us, LedU helps businesses transform their approach to sales, marketing, and customer service by really aligning these teams to focus on improving their customers' experience through tools like CRM, including Microsoft Dynamics 365 and Salesforce, as well as marketing automation platforms like ClickDimensions, who I'm super happy to have joining us today. Now, organizations and really specifically marketers today have access to more data than they really ever before. Yet they all still are often unable to efficiently report on specific sales and marketing activities that are driving revenue, and which of those activities are most effective by producing those qualified leads, those new opportunities, and really those customers for life. That's why I'm so excited to welcome Matt from ClickDimensions today to show Microsoft Dynamics 365 users how ClickDimensions Intelligent Dashboards can change all that and give marketers and organizations really that key insight into what's working and what's not. I know I can't wait to dive in. So Matt, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, Chad, for the introduction. We do have a lot of good content today to go through. So if you are a ClickDimensions user, you know that ClickDimensions is the leading marketing automation platform for Dynamics CRM users. We are built right into Dynamics, and Dynamics comes with a lot of great functionality when it comes to reporting, but we went a step further. So just to give you a little bit of background, we did purchase a company called SweetSpot about a year ago, and we have recently been developing what we call intelligent dashboards. Now, these dashboards are built on marketing best practices. We did a lot of research with current marketers to see what KPIs they were looking for, and then we conveniently packaged them into 12 pre-built dashboards that you're going to see today. So we do have one slide, and then we're going to jump directly into the tool. But this is what we call our common data engine, which you're going to see here in the middle of this slide. And we are taking data from ClickDimensions, from everything like emails, landing page, forms, social events, and campaign automations, and pairing that with the data that we're getting from Microsoft Dynamics. So on top of that, we're also connected to Google AdWords, Microsoft Advertising, and Google Analytics, and that's what creates our common data engine. We take the data that we're driving into that data engine, and then from there, we are producing over 150 different visualizations, over 100 marketing KPIs to help show marketers, again, what is working, what's not, where can we improve. And we're also going to have some goal setting available inside of there. So you will be able to work towards a common goal. There's a collaboration and storytelling layer, so you can comment and make comments on progressions towards that goal. And then we also have AI intelligent insights involved in the tool as well. But again, these are 12 pre-built dashboards, so there is no customization needed. These are going to come out of the box, and we can have them up and running in as little as 24 hours. So with that, I'm going to jump directly into the tool. So there's a couple different ways we can access intelligent dashboards. As you know, ClickDimensions is built right inside of Microsoft Dynamics. So if we do want to access the intelligent dashboards through Dynamics, you do have the ability to do so. You can also log on using a web browser. So one of the great things about ClickDimensions, one of the great things about intelligent dashboards is there is no user limit. But if you do have users who you want to be able to see this dashboard information without actually having to give them a Microsoft Dynamics user license, you can. So they would be able to log in through this web browser without actually having to have access to your Dynamics CRM environment. Once we get into the intelligent dashboards, you are going to see a breakdown of what we're offering. So we do have a sales funnel dashboard, campaign performance dashboard, website statistics, email marketing, campaign automation, forms, landing pages, events, surveys, Google Analytics, Google Ads, and Microsoft Advertising. So all of these are going to come out of the box pre-populated, ready to go. You are going to have the ability to customize the date ranges throughout all of these dashboards as we're seeing. So you'll be able to select, what period we want to look at, and we can compare that to any other period that we have data for. So once we apply those settings, we can start looking into some of our data. Now, we do have a lot of options here. The first one I want to talk about is going to be our sales funnel, because I think this one relates back to sales and marketing users. So if we do click into the sales funnel dashboard, we're going to be able to see all of our lead information from created all the way to qualified and disqualified into opportunities. You're going to be able to see we do have the ability to set goals, and these hamburger menus are going to let us actually define that goal or let us comment on these goals if we want to. One of the things that I think is super useful as well with the intelligent dashboards is the ability to see what these KPIs specifically mean. So with a lot of tools, they'll give you data, but they're not going to tell you exactly what we're measuring. If you do have questions with any of the KPIs that you see within this tool, you are going to be able to click this information icon, and it's going to tell us exactly how we're interpreting this. So there is some educational aspects in here as well. If we X out of this, you are going to be able to see the total value of those leads. So your total number of leads, how many were opened, qualified, disqualified, all the way down into the opportunities section, where we're going to be able to see the lead to conversion rate. We can see our estimated revenue based off of those opportunities, how many are open, how many we won, how many were lost, total close rate, win rate, all the way down into what our actual won revenue was and our average deal size. So again, throughout these dashboards, we do have over 100 KPIs to help you measure your marketing success. And then if you do want to set goals based off of those KPIs, we simply jump into this hamburger icon. Now, if we also want to pop this KPI out just to see a little more description on what it is, we can click details, and then we have the ability to mouse over these different points to see exact values on specific dates. If I wanted to comment on this, I could use the comment button, and now I can write any comments to my team, and I can also see my goal history. So if we did have a previous goal that we met or did not complete, we're going to be able to see that history here. If we X back out of this and scroll down, you're going to be able to see we do have different visualizations on our sales funnel as well. So we're going to be able to see all of the leads coming in all the way down into the won opportunities. We can see trends in the leads that we're creating. And if we scroll back up, we're also going to be able to dive into this source tab. So under source, we're going to see more information related to the sales funnel. Again, we're seeing the leads created, leads close rate, the total number of opportunities we're winning. But what I think is really interesting is these pie charts that we'll see down here. So we are going to be able to see where our leads are coming from by the different sources that you have inside of Dynamics. We'll be able to see those opportunities that are coming from those sources as well. We'll show you which sources are actually winning the most, as well as the ones where we are losing the most opportunities. And if we dive down, we get a source breakdown of all the leads, where they're coming from in this nice pie or in this nice bar chart here. And then if we do want to just see the numbers related to those specific sources that are driving leads for us, we can dive down here and see exactly, how many leads were created from our outbound movement, how many are coming in from the web partner, all the way up into won opportunities and won revenue, which is obviously something that our sales team is always looking to measure. So that is going to be available, but that's just one of the 12 dashboards. Now, one of the things you're going to notice as we're going through all of these different dashboards is the ability to slice and dice this data. So we can filter based off of these drop downs that you'll see at the top of each dashboard. Now, for us, if we did just want to look into a specific lead source and see how many opportunities we won using that lead source, you do have the ability to filter. If we do want to look at specific Dynamics campaigns, so we only wanted to look at opportunities and leads created in one related to a specific Dynamics campaign, we can filter by that as well. And we can filter by specific products. So if you are selling more than one product and we need to dive into the sales funnel for a specific product, you can obviously filter by that here as well. Now you are going to see a bell icon up here as well. This is going to be notifications. So as you're putting comments on different things or mentioning people in these different posts, you are going to be able to see a notification. It'll also show us if we reached a date when we were supposed to meet a goal. It'll notify us if that goal has been met or has not been met. And then this hamburger icon, this is where you're going to be able to schedule exports. So if you do need to export any of this data, it's super easy. And you're also going to have access to all of your admin settings. But let's jump back to the dashboard. So we took a look at the sales funnel. Another one that's really popular for our marketers to use is going to be the email marketing tab. So once I open this up, you'll notice I do have more filters than I did in the sales funnel. But this is still going to let you filter by specific dynamics campaigns. We can even filter by specific emails if we wanted to. So if we just want to see information related to a specific email that we sent, emails related to a specific subject line, you have the ability to filter by that. We can filter by category, individual email templates, or the type of email. So whether it be a campaign automation to an email send or even an autoresponder, we can filter by those to see exactly how they're performing as well. So if we scroll down, you're going to be able to see things like email sends, how many of those were delivered, what's the total number of recipients, how many people are opening those, what's the rate people are opening. Same with clicking, you have the click rate, click to open rate. We're going to be able to see how many web visits we generated as a result of these email sends, how many forms, as well as completed surveys. So I think that's all pretty useful information to marketers. We want to know how engaged our base is when we're sending out these emails, and these are going to be great metrics to show us that information. If we scroll down, we're going to give you that funnel all the way from email sent down into who is actually clicking on those links inside the emails. We can show you the percentage of people that are clicking in a pie chart, and then we're going to show the unique open rate versus unique click rate, as well as email sent versus delivered versus total opens. Now, again, if we do have questions about any of these metrics that we're looking at, you are going to have the ability to click on this help icon. So if we're seeing anything that we're not understanding, just know that there is information inside the tool to make sure that we understand what we're looking at. But it is going to show you things like our deliverability rate. We can see our bounce rate as well as our unsubscribes. Then if we scroll back up and go into detail, this is going to show us those specific emails by name, which template we're using, what the subject was, and the total number of emails sent, the delivers, opens, and unique opens. So you do have a ton of information available in here. We're going to break down the detail by campaign as well. So you're going to get that same information as well as the click information on specific campaigns. And then we're going to show you your most recent email sends. So you'll get the number, you'll see what the subject was as well as the email name, and then which campaign that email is coming from. If we jump back up into the dashboards tab, there is a lot of different dashboards we can cover here, but one that I see a lot of our Dynamics users using is going to be Google Analytics. So I know with Google Analytics, sometimes creating the dashboards we need to see is a little bit tricky, but if we do want to see just the pure website statistics from Google Analytics, we can go ahead and click into that ClickDimensions dashboard. So again, you have the ability to filter by specific Google views. We can filter by source. We can filter by specific Google campaigns, as well as devices. So if we do just want to see how people are interacting on a desktop versus mobile or tablet, you have the ability to filter. Now, if we're scrolling down into the KPIs that we're measuring, we are showing you your visits, unique visitors, page views, as well as average time on site. All of that is going to be transferred into this bar graph over here as well. Under visitor type, we're going to show you whether it's a new or returning visitor. Same information on this line chart. We'll show you those bounce rates as well as page views per visit. That's also translated into the graph to the right. We can show you what gender people are when they're actually visiting your website. We're also going to be able to show you what the age ranges are. So you're going to get an idea of what your customer base looks like. And then we're going to give you a geographical map as well. So you'll be able to see where your clicks and views are coming from by continent. And then we'll break down those region metrics down here by unique visitors, new visitors, page views, average time on site, and the bounce rate related to that specific region. So a lot of good information in here. If we do scroll back up to sources, you're going to be able to see where these visits and page views are coming from by channel. So were they organic search, direct referral, social, other, paid, email, or display? That's going to be broken down into a line chart as well. We're going to show you those returning visitors versus new visitors by source as well. We can see the top campaigns by visitor types, as well as the top campaigns by page views and visits. And then we're going to give you those metrics by Google campaign as well. So again, you're going to see the visitors, new visitors, page views, average time on site, and bounce rate. So top sources, we want to know what's pushing people to our website the most. This pie chart is going to give us a breakdown. We can see the top medium by visit as well. So that's going to show us referral versus organic versus email versus links in our social posts. And then we give you all of those metrics broken down into a more Excel style format over here on the right. So that's a pretty important one. If we go to devices, again, it's going to give us the breakdown of tablet, desktop, and mobile devices. You'll see a lot of the same information that we've seen on the other dashboards so far, but it gives you a breakdown of where people are seeing this, whether it be on their phone or their computer. And then under content, we're going to show you the top web pages by page views and visits. So you are going to be able to see, our recipes page has generated a little over 8,000 visits, and then our page views is a little over 21,000. So lots of useful information in here. We do break down those individual web pages as well to give you the number of visits to average time on site. We'll show you your top pages by visit, top pages by bounce rate, metrics by specific events as well. So we can see the total events, unique events, visits from the event, as well as events. Let's see if we can pop this one out. But yeah, so I mean, you get the idea. There's a lot of different visualizations we can use for these different KPIs, but again, these were all measured off of what marketers were asking for. So if you don't see something that you need in one of these specific dashboards that we're looking at currently, it is important to keep in mind that this is our first iteration of the product. So this is a living and breathing product. We are going to be constantly adding stuff to this to make it more effective for our marketing users. We, like as I mentioned before, this is our first iteration, came with the 12 pre-built dashboards, but we are constantly taking customer suggestions. So if you do have specific feedback on something you would like to see in one of these dashboards, you can always reach out to Chad and he will pass on that message to us, and it is likely something that will be included in one of the new releases. So if we go back into the dashboards, I know there's some other stuff we probably want to take a look at. As I mentioned in the slideshow, we are integrated with Google AdWords as well as Microsoft Advertising, and that is all aggregated into the paid search bar. So if we do want to compare the Google ads to Microsoft as well as to Google Analytics, we can just click into the paid search, and it'll give us a breakdown of which is actually performing the best for us. So it is going to give us the option to filter by specific search networks. Right now we have Google and Microsoft tied into this. We can look into specific profiles. We can filter by specific ad campaigns as well as specific ad groups. Now, some of the metrics we're going to be measuring are going to be things like impressions, clicks, CTR. If we weren't sure what this acronym stood for, we could always click on it and it's going to show us that this is the click-through rate. We can see the conversion rate. We're going to be able to see, those impressions from Google AdWords compared to the impressions from Microsoft AdWords, the click-through rate on Google compared to the click-through rate on Microsoft, as well as the click rate on Google Ads and the click rate on Microsoft Ads. So this does give you a pretty solid breakdown on how all of those different platforms are performing against each other. And then if we do hover over any of these values similar to the other charts, you are going to get a specific number for the date that we're looking at. So we're going to show you the cost versus revenue with all of these. We can show you where people are accessing these ads as well. If we scroll back up into campaigns, this is going to give us a breakdown of these different ad campaigns that we're sending compared to, what's the cost and conversions, total number of impressions and clicks, details by those specific campaigns. So you're going to be able to see how much we spent on this versus how much we're getting back. So we scroll down, we can see the top ad groups by cost and conversions. We can see the top ad groups by impressions and clicks. We do jump into those details where we're giving you line item breakdowns of those numbers that we're evaluating a little bit above this. Then if we scroll back up, you also are going to have this keywords tab. So you are going to be able to see those top keywords by impressions as click, by impressions and clicks, top keywords by cost and conversions, details by those keywords as well. So, if we do just want to look into the raw numbers without the graphical breakdowns, you have the ability to do so. If we scroll back up, now we're not going to be able to get through every single dashboard today, but you get the idea. So there is a variety of different KPIs that we're showing based off of these different marketing activities. So for example, if we did want to look at specific dynamics campaigns performance, we can dive into this, and we're going to be able to filter by those specific dynamics campaigns that you have inside a CRM. And then we're going to measure things like how many leads are we creating as a result of that, total opportunities, estimated to one revenue, average deal size, again, the campaign lead performance, as well as campaign opportunity performance. So, we are always trying to generate opportunities using these different marketing activities, and these dashboards are just going to give us an idea of how well that is actually working. So you can see down here, again, you get that same bar chart information without having the graphs. But if we did want that graphical information, it is going to be available up here with these other visualizations. So let's take a look at one more. I think that we already took a look at the email marketing. We can take a look at the campaign automation as well. So this is a pretty popular feature for our ClickDimensions clients, is to use the campaign automation to create automated marketing journeys. But a lot of the time it's kind of difficult to see, how many people are actually in this campaign automation, how many emails are sent out, how many people are making it all the way to the end of this campaign automation without being removed from a specific list. We're going to be able to filter by those specific campaign automations up here on the top right. And then we can also filter by specific dynamics campaigns as well. So we are going to be able to see the total number of campaign automations that we're currently running, total number of active participants. We can see the variation. That's going to be comparing this to the previous period that we have selected inside of this date range. We can see the number of active participants in each one of these. So, we can see we have over 300,000 people currently going through our general campaign automation. We can also see those participant metrics. So how many people are we adding? How many people are we removing? How many are completed? And what was the total number of interactions? We can even see details on the participants by day. So we can see how many are active, how many completed, how many were added, how many were removed. We're going to give you the same information as above, just in this line with line items instead of it being in a bar chart. But we're going to give you those email metrics related to those emails that we're sending out in the campaign automations as well. So you will be able to see those total numbers of emails sent, the opens, the clicks, as well as the unique clickers. And then you are going to be able to see those specific emails that are in those campaign automations, and you'll get the same information with how many we're sending out, how many are open, how many were clicked, and what was the total number of clicks instead of just the unique clickers. So a lot of good information in here, and I think this is a lot of information that marketers sometimes struggle in aggregating. But like I said, this is out of the box. This is turnkey. Once you have your onboarding meeting with ClickDimensions, you'll be able to start generating data in less than 24 hours. So it is a product that does not require a hefty onboarding period. It is something that, once we turn it on, we're going to be showing you all of these different visualizations. And I think it really will help your marketing team articulate how some of these different marketing activities are performing. So with that, I know this was scheduled for a 30-minute slot, so we're coming up on time. But what I'd like to do now is turn it back over to Chad at LedgeView, just to see if he has any closing statements for us.
All right, thanks a lot, Matt. Really appreciate the demonstration. And if anybody wants to see more, dig in deeper, please contact me. My contact information is right there on the screen. Whether it's a full demo of ClickDimensions, living within Microsoft Dynamics 365, this intelligent dashboards, which, as you can see, just really brings all those analytics that you're capturing in there, really brings them to life, so you can slice and dice and do so much more effectively and efficiently. And also there's social marketing. So there's a number of features from ClickDimensions that we'd love to talk to you about. So check out many of our resources at ledgerpartners.com, covering again sales, marketing, customer service, management, CRM, marketing automation, and the whole library there. So again, until we meet again, thank you very much for joining us, and thanks again, Matt, for all that great information, and have a great day.